Could our future wars be fought underwater? Russia claims to have a nuclear-armed prototype drone sub, while it's believed that China is mass-producing unmanned drones to create a so-called Great Wall underwater in the South China Sea. As China and Russia are racing to develop these weapons, the U.S. Navy is as well. Take a look at this. A Google Earth image since taken down shows what appears to be a prototype uncrewed submarine called the Manta Ray at a naval base near Los Angeles. Now, the Manta Ray is said to use buoyancy-driven gliding, capable of traveling long distances at great speeds, and it anchors itself to the sea floor to hibernate until it's called upon. Unlike a sub, the Manta Ray is modular, so it can be disassembled quickly for transport and launched from anywhere without travel by sea, extensive travel time. Now, the tech is all part of what some are calling sea drone warfare. And like we mentioned, our biggest adversaries are plotting for it as well. Future battles largely expected to involve unmanned AI-enabled drones, both in the skies and deep underwater. We're bringing in John Jordan on this, former naval intelligence officer and a member of the Hoover Institution's Board of Overseers. John, it's always great to see you. And before we get to the Manta Ray, I want to ask you about your concerns with underwater tech being developed, claimed to being developed by Russia right now in China. We're hearing more about China's underwater Great Wall as well. What's your take?
Well, the key to understanding warfare in the 21st century, Natasha, is understanding the nexus between economics and kinetic or military conflict. And he or she who controls the sea lanes of communications or the trade routes is going to have the dominant position. More to the point, if you are perceived by an adversary of having the ability to close a trade route, you have leverage in diplomacy. And this is why the intersection of diplomacy, military power, and economics all come together. So it's about having the perception of having the ability to shut off an adversary's trade routes.
How does Russia and China's underwater tech compare to the U.S.'s Manta Ray in your eyes?
Well, we don't know, really. I mean, so many of these programs are either early in their gestation period or highly classified, or both. Right now, we just saw a picture of the Manta Ray, and we can only speculate as to its capabilities. But it's easy to understand what its purpose might be. And those are long-duration missions under the sea where, using passive sonar, which means just listening, they can understand where an adversary's trade ships are, their warships are, and either vector or provide directions for naval assets to intercept or deal with them, or if they are truly autonomous with weapon systems, be able to deal with them themselves. The big part of this, everybody talks about submarines and carrier battle groups. Those are expensive, manpower intensive, and a lot of risk. If you lose them, there's a lot of casualties with the political costs that come with that. But autonomous systems don't bring those problems, and they're easy to mass produce. So the country that can produce these in quantity without being able to operate them without being vulnerable to countermeasures could effectively, credibly threaten to close trade routes. And that's where particularly China is vulnerable.
I just want to point out, we're looking at video from Northrop Grumman right now that they released earlier, but it's not until we saw this satellite image from above that has been taken down by Google that I think we understood the sheer size. Very quickly, how excited are you about the Manta Ray? How much of an advancement is this technology for us?
Well, it's potentially huge, and it's potentially a quantum leap from the Cold War technology, which was just undersea sensors and submarines. This may be a fully integrated platform that can integrate with ships, submarines, and other autonomous vehicles, especially since these are cheaply made and without people on them, so they can operate for extended periods of time, and they may be able to give the U.S. a real edge in any conflict with China.
Yeah, just anchored, hibernating, waiting under the waves. John Jordan, appreciate your time tonight. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.